Imagine having the keys to 193 countries in the palm of your hand. The power to traverse continents, explore hidden corners of the globe, conduct business freely, or choose a new home wherever you fancy, all without ever applying for a visa in advance. Sounds like the stuff of fantasy, right? But for a select few, it's a reality. A few who hold the elite passports. So, what makes a passport powerful? And which of these nations hold the golden tickets in 2023? Well, let's find out. Number 10. Lithuania, Slovakia. At number 10, Slovakia and Lithuania have passports allowing travel to an astounding 184 countries. A Lithuanian passport serves as a key to unlocking Europe as a proud member of the European Union. Lithuanians can easily travel without a visa throughout the European Union, EU, and nearby countries, including Iceland, Liechtenstein, Norway, and Switzerland. But that's not all. Their passport facilitates visa applications for dream destinations like the United States and Canada. And if you're a business-minded person, picture having the ability to reside and conduct business without restrictions in other nations. Now let's take a look at Slovakia, another passport superpower. Slovak nationals enjoy the benefits of being an EU member and all the advantages that come with having access to EU rights. However, applicants must meet specific conditions to become eligible for Slovak citizenship throughout naturalization. These requirements include establishing continuous permanent residency in Slovakia for at least 8 years, passing a probity test following the act of citizenship of the Slovak Republic, and proving language competency and familiarity with the Slovak Republic. Number 9. Hungary, Poland. With a Hungarian or Polish passport, you can visit 185 countries without the burden of acquiring a visa in advance. It seems to reason that these passports are among the most powerful in the world. In Poland, obtaining citizenship requires at least 8 years of residency, divided between 3 years of permanent residence and 5 years of temporary residence. Nevertheless, the procedure can be accelerated if you're married to a citizen or of Polish descent. In the meantime, getting Hungarian citizenship has its own challenges. Suppose you don't have any Hungarian relatives. In that case, you'll need to learn the complexities of one of the most challenging languages in the world, Hungarian, and have lived in Hungary continuously for at least 8 years. Number 8. Australia, Canada, Greece, and Malta. Australia, Canada, Greece, and Malta are in the 8th place. These nations share a particular benefit that allows citizens of those countries to travel visa-free to an incredible 186 countries. Australia and Canada use a points-based system for residence. Becoming a citizen of these nations takes a certain amount of time and compliance with certain requirements. But now we turn our attention to Malta, the actual star in this group. Malta has an attractive option for obtaining citizenship through investment. Interestingly, you can get a Maltese passport provided you're ready to invest a certain sum in the nation. For instance, you might become a citizen of Malta in just 1 year by contributing 700,000 euros to the National Development Fund. Alternatively, you can get the chance in 3 years if you contribute 600,000 euros. Number 7. Belgium, New Zealand, Norway, Switzerland, United States, and Czech Republic. If you have a passport from New Zealand, Norway, the Czech Republic, Belgium, Switzerland, or the United States, prepare for an unforgettable journey. Without the trouble of acquiring an advance visa, you can go to a whopping 187 nations. Now, let's focus on the advantages of having a Norwegian, Belgian, or Swiss passport. Except for holders of US and New Zealand passports, anyone holding one of these documents is permitted to travel within the nations that make up the European Union and the European Economic Area. But here's the thing, each nation has different procedures for getting citizenship. Although widely sought after, US citizenship is recognized for having strict requirements. Moreover, having Swiss citizenship has its share of challenges. The easiest to gain citizenship, though, is Belgian citizenship. You can become a proud Belgian citizen by staying in Belgium for at least 5 years and gaining enough proficiency in one of the official languages, French, German, or Flemish. But in the end, your citizenship will offer several advantages, such as free welfare and education, just like other EU passports. So it's quite worth it. Number 6. France, Ireland, Portugal, and United Kingdom. Portugal, Ireland, France, and United Kingdom are tied in the 6th place. These nations provide some of the most powerful passports in the world, enabling you to travel freely to an astounding 188 countries without worrying about getting a visa in advance. First, let's focus on Portugal, Ireland, and France. where passport holders can use benefits and services offered by the European Union except for the UK. Well, you can travel, live, work, study, conduct business, and even retire in various nations if you own one of these passports. However, the UK passport, while theoretically powerful due to its thriving economy, has limitations. You can travel freely, but you won't be able to live, work, study, or conduct business in the 30 nations that make up the EU, EEA, and Switzerland. Now let's discuss citizenship. All 4 countries have relatively minimal residency requirements of only 5 years before you may apply. However, you must possess a B1 level of French language proficiency to be eligible for French citizenship. On the other hand, Portugal is a desirable alternative for Americans due to its eased A2 level Portuguese skill requirement. Language proficiency except for English is not a requirement for British or Irish citizenship. Number 5. Austria, Denmark, Netherlands, and Sweden. With passports that let you travel to an astonishing 189 countries and save the stress for applying for visas, these 4 nations proudly hold a joint 5th place on the HPI. But that's not all. The potential for obtaining citizenship in the European Union makes these passports even more tempting. After residing there for 5 years, you can seek citizenship in the Netherlands and Sweden. And because Sweden accepts dual citizenship, you can keep your original passport. But other than in rare circumstances, the Netherlands does typically not allow dual citizenship. On the other hand, the citizenship process takes longer in Denmark and Austria. For Danish citizenship, you must have lived there for at least 9 years. But Austria typically demands 10 years, with at least 5 of those years spent as a permanent resident. You must also pass a language test in both nations, which adds another difficulty level. Number 4. Finland, Italy, and Luxembourg. Imagine having a passport that allows you visa-free entry into 190 different nations. With the help of the passports of Finland, Italy, and Luxembourg, this dream is now a reality. These exceptional travel companions grant you the desired privilege of being a citizen of the European Union and unlocking the globe to you. The process of obtaining citizenship is most clearly laid out in Luxembourg. You can become a citizen of Luxembourg with just 5 years of residency and B1 level language skills. And due to Luxembourg's recognition of dual citizenship, you may continue using your original passport. On the other hand, Italy supports dual citizenship as well. However, a longer route of 10 years of residency is necessary. You'll need to demonstrate your Italian language proficiency along the route with a B1 level or better. Finland has a minimum residency requirement of 5 years as well. And by the way, the country calls for intermediate level proficiency in the language. The good news is that dual nationality is accepted. Number 3. Germany and Spain. Germany and Spain have visa-free access to 191 countries worldwide, making them 2 of Europe's most formidable passports. Germany has 145 countries where visas are not required, allowing citizens to visit up to 87% of the world. If German nationals wish to go to the United States of America, they must obtain an electronic travel authorization. German citizens can travel visa-free for up to 180 days to nations like the United Kingdom and Mexico. Coming to Spain, here passport holders have fantastic travel benefits. For countries like Australia, Canada, New Zealand, and the United States, Spanish explorers need an ETA. But beware, visa restrictions await them in places like Russia, Syria, North Korea, China, and many more. Becoming a citizen of these 2 powerful nations comes with its hurdles. To become a citizen, you must have lived in Germany for at least 8 years and pass a language test at the B1 level or above. While the process to obtain Spanish citizenship takes 10 years and a Spanish language exam at the A2 level or higher. Moreover, there might be some unique exceptions along the road, even though Germany and Spain usually don't accept dual citizenship. Number 2. South Korea. South Korea comes in second. With its powerful passport, you can travel visa-free to 192 nations. Yes, you heard that right. South Korea is here to fuel your wanderlust as adventure awaits. To become a citizen, there are 3 basic ways: residence, familial ties, or business ownership. The most typical option, residency, has specific requirements. You must be at least 20 years old, have a Korean address, an alien registration card, and be qualified to work in South Korea. Good conduct and basic knowledge of the local language, customs, and culture are also required. Number 1. Japan and Singapore. Regarding the most travel-friendly passports, there is no change at the top. Japan and Singapore continue to lead the pack as they have for several years. These two nations have held onto the top spots for several years, granting holders of passports the freedom to travel to a whopping 193 countries without obtaining visas. Foreigners must have lived in Japan continuously for 5 years before applying for citizenship under their nationality law. Additional conditions include having upright conduct and having sufficient financial means to support oneself in Japan. The good news is that the language requirements are not excessively burdensome. On the other hand, Singapore requires at least 2 years of continuous permanent residency before starting the naturalization process to become a citizen. You can also become a permanent resident in Singapore by investing 2.5 million Singapore dollars in the economy or holding an employment pass with a monthly salary of at least 2,500 SGD. Another way is to present your business, provided it has a minimum of 50 million Singapore dollars in annual revenue. As we wrap up, we leave you with this thought-provoking question. If you could choose any passport from our Elite 10, which one would it be and why? Comment down below. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more interesting videos like this one.